deliver thee. Oh, by sin, no praise. Buenos dias. Look to him for us, our God is able to deliver thee. Good morning. I'm telling you, these days I feel like I should be in the eternal fast and prayer type of thing. You know, my heart's been heavy again this week. You know, especially since my brother left. I think I'm missing him. Buenas. Good morning. I got to check with him. He said he landed last night. Just make sure he's running through any trouble. Good morning, everybody. It's 10 o'clock. Well, you know, whatever happens, I will be here. If I'm not here, it's because I'm laid out in a hospital. Even when I travel, I am very intentional about, oh, yep. There we go. Extra volume, no, I don't mean extra. All right. So I am getting ready to make my jerk marinade. Buenos dias. Jerk marinade. And I went to the store and forgot to get allspice. So I don't know what kind of a jerk it's going to be because you need allspice. This is a Jamaican recipe. And I am forever very respectful of other people's recipes. Good morning. Hola, Greta. Deborah Carter-William, good morning. So this morning we are making a fusion bowl. Remember I told you this is the only place I can be creative. It's in the kitchen. So for the bowl, I have some wings sitting here waiting. And you know, I've had company for the last few weeks. And right now, I'm fixing to get on like somewhat of a fast. I've been eating too many things. You know, fried fish, patacones. I'm like, oh, Lord Jesus, help me. So this morning I was good. I went to the store and I was, the bakery, the smell of the bread. And I've already had 2 pastries this week. And I'm like, I cannot. And I was good. Thank you, Lord. I didn't stop to get a croissant or anything. So, I don't need a lot of jerk seasoning because I don't use that much. But I just thought since I'm doing a fusion, the jerk would be the best. I make really good wings. I made wings for my brother who just left. But today's going to be a jerk marinade. So, what we're going to have in our fusion is going to be a Mediterranean Caribbean bowl. So I have chickpeas cooking. I forgot to soak them last night, so they're taking forever to cook. So it's been cooking for about an hour now. So let's see if it kind of softens by the time I'm ready to make it. We're going to have hummus, you know, Mediterranean. So we're going to have hummus in the middle. And then on the side, we're going to have the jerk wings. Then we're gonna have maduros, Jamaican, and I'm gonna have some roasted cherry tomatoes, tomate cherry, that's how they call it here, tomate cherry. And I have a pretty yellow squash. I'm gonna slice them, and then I'm gonna roll them like in a pinwheel, and then bake them. We'll see how that comes out. Because I'm not real good with this crazy fake mandolin. And I had an eggplant left over. We're going to slice that one as well and roll it, pinwheel form. We're going to have some olives, Mediterranean. And I bought some artichokes, Mediterranean. And for green, I went to look for Swiss chard. They didn't have Swiss chard. Remember in Panama, don't ever say, oh, they have that there. They may. Spicy chicken, yeah. it's jerk is spicy, yes. And then I'm probably gonna have to make some sancocho for his sister who's not feeling good. So I have a bunch of things here. But I did have, I remember I had a broccoli crown in the fridge. So we're gonna steam that and toss it in the herb oil for our green. All right? So let's get going. I already not cooked, but cut up some squash and sweet potatoes. So we're gonna have that to give us a little bit more of a pop of color. I'm gonna put that in the oven now because I want them to be really soft so I can almost mash them roughly. So that's what we're gonna do. All right. So I made herb oil yesterday. Good morning. No, they had none. We never had artichokes? Oh, girl. Now, cooking them raw, I don't really care for it that much, but artichokes are really good. If you're making a Mediterranean bowl, it's a good addition, okay? So that's what we're gonna do with our veggies. Remember I told you you use your herb oil for almost everything. To me, this is gold, okay? So let's turn the oven on all the way up and let it start cooking. And then once I'm ready with the eggplant and the yellow squash, I'm gonna sit them right on the side here to cook, okay? Alrighty, that goes in. So now let's pay attention to this jerk marinade. All right, so in here I have the garlic cloves, and I had like a little bit of red onion that was starting to look, so I took the outer part and I put it in here. And we have to have hot peppers. Now listen, if you don't like hot, maybe do like maybe jalapeno, but if you're gonna be jerk, you need hot peppers. So I'm just gonna do one because I don't need it to be fiery hot, okay? And what you do, you just put it all in there with seeds and all, because the heat is in the seeds, ladies, okay? If you take the seeds out, it's not gonna be as hot. Then I'm gonna throw the whole thing in here. Let's see, you need some parsley or cilantro. My cilantro is still looking good. Yes, I'm gonna throw some of that in there. Remember, I don't need a lot, but if I was making a big pot, I'd put more. Alright. Parsley. You know what I was thinking the other day? I said, I need to buy myself like a blender or a small something to blend, because I don't want to use the same thing I use on my smoothies for the spices. Okay. I also had some jalapenos, so I'm going to put a little bit of that in there. I love jalapeno. I just love the flavor. Seeds and all. But if you don't like it hot, take the seeds out. So we don't need that. We're going to put some fresh thyme. If you cook in Caribbean, you have to have thyme, okay? When I use my herb oil, it makes me think I know something. Whoa! Why you do this? Greta, you are too much. This girl makes me laugh so much, it's crazy. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, let's just put it all in here. All right. Dark soy. And I went to the store to get some more, but you know what? I keep my list on my iPhone, and I have my local phone, which I always take with me when I go out, because if anything happens, I have an emergency, I have to be able to call someone. And I left the stupid iPhone at home with all my lists, so I was trying to remember what is it. So I forgot the allspice, and I forgot to get dark soy. But I have this little bit left, so I'm gonna put it in here. I have to go to Chinatown and get some more. I've had this for about a year. I don't use a lot of it. because soy sauce is not very good. All right. In your jerk seasoning, you need cinnamon and nutmeg. So I love cinnamon. I'm never shy. I usually like to use a lot, so that's good. And nutmeg, I'm gonna have to grate. This is some red pepper flakes. Why not? Put it in there. So we're gonna need thyme, paprika, definitely. My paprika. I've had this for a while. All right. Black pepper. It's almost like if you had I think I have the kernel. The peppercorn. Yeah, I think. Oh. Yeah, I don't think I can take it out of there. But anyway, it's always good to have the peppercorn. Can I open it? Nope. All right. I guess it will have to do. Be flexible, ladies. If you don't have something, use something else. That's what cooks do. All right. No curry powder. It's not curry. Paprika, dill. All right. Now let me get my my dry spice container. To grate the nutmeg. All right. What do I need in here? I know I don't have the paprika. Perejil, parsley. I already put cilantro, so I'm good. This is dried thyme, just a little bit more, even though I put some more in there. Okay. Oregano. I don't think we put oregano in there. No. Cloves. Yeah, very potent. So you want some cloves. I have a healthy respect for cloves because once you bite into one, you'll never forget it. When I grew up, we used to leave them in the food whole, and then you have to fish it out. But occasionally, you're making soup with chicken. Good for you. Occasionally, you bite into one. Oh my goodness! It's like, ah! But that's another, what do you call that? It's not even an herb that they're saying is really good for you. And I'm like, duh. I grew up on the thing. That's what I've been eating, the whole time. Culantro. No, we don't use that. Fine herbs. And nutmeg. We're going to grate some nutmeg. Oh, then we need brown sugar. Oops. Oh. The whole thing went. I gotta fish it out. You don't need all that nutmeg. Come back here. Ooh, thank you. All right. So allspice is the next thing that I need, but I forgot to get it. So we're gonna mince that, and then we may have to put a little bit of oil. I think I forgot to put that. I put the recipe in the membership section for you guys for the jerk seasoning. Now, everybody makes their jerk seasoning a little bit. Some people call it a rub, and they just put the dry spices. You can do that, and just kind of as if you were going to be just dusting your chicken with that, but, I'm making the soup for the sister, and I needed fresh culantro. I showed you culantro before. It's like a flat leaf, but sometimes they'll have a mix. They'll put it in a mix like that, and I'm like, So they'll put the Italian parsley in there. They have the culantro, and then they have one green onion, which is something I have a hard time finding. And I was so excited when I saw that. And I'm like, green onion. Because here, When I go to the store, I see the big one like a leek, or they have a pack of the teeny small one. So this is amazing. So I'm gonna put that in there. So my mixture is gonna be like a mix of like almost a piece and jerk. So we definitely gonna need some oil. But I was excited. I'm gonna put a little bit of that in there because it's like you're putting stock in the spices, because all that is gonna bring flavor. Okay. Let me put a little bit of salt. So we did pepper. And did I miss anything? I got my phone. And I got the recipe in here. Make sure I didn't forget anything. I know exactly what I missed. Cloves, allspice, cinnamon, nutmeg, cumin. Cumin, very important. A little bit more than usual. Scotch bonnet, onion, green onion, garlic, cayenne, brown sugar. Okay, so we're gonna put that in here. Brown sugar and cayenne. So I have a hard time finding dark brown sugar here in Panama. And really, brown sugar is just sugar and they add molasses to it, right? I don't have molasses. So I'm like, I have this really pale brown sugar, but there's these blocks here. It's like the very natural sugar cane. And so I'm like, let me try it instead of brown sugar. So we'll see. Now I don't want it too sweet, so I'm not gonna put a lot. I like to experiment like that. So the cloves, the brown sugar, the cinnamon, Scotch bonnet. Come on, guys. You know it's gonna be amazing, right? So take your time. A little bit of brown sugar. Maybe a little bit more. No more. These, I like to put them in tea. They do really well with hot tea. Very sweet. But I'm gonna put all that in there. What else did I make? Cayenne. Oh, that's a lot of hot pepper. This is cayenne. This is not cayenne pepper. These are cayenne flakes. So if you can't handle your heat, don't put all that in there. All right? So I'm going to put a little bit of oil. And we're going to blend and marinate our chicken for about 10 minutes. All right? Mixing. Oh, it smells amazing. Yes. Take your time. Take your time. Here it is. Here it is. Oh, it smells amazing. Oh. Oh, there's a piece of onion that is whole. Yeah, I need like a small grinder. But you make do with what you have. You don't say, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that. No. You use what you have. Ooh. It smells so good. That allspice would have taken it over the top. But that's okay. So now I'm going to make sure it's got enough salt. Opening my sinuses. Ooh. I think I went a little crazy with the salt. All right. Ooh-wee. Well, if it's not hot, it's not jerk. Okay, so now we're going to marinate. We're going to rub some of that on our chicken. Yes. And the sugar was just on point. All right, so I'm gonna have some left. And I do have some of the wings left. I didn't want to, because I had to cut them and separate to get the drumettes. So, now ideally, sometimes I put ginger in my jerk. Because I love ginger with chicken. It just adds a certain je ne sais quoi. But I forgot to put some ginger. But add some ginger, fresh ginger to yours, okay? And now I'm going to squeeze a little bit of lime juice. Because, I am marinating my chicken. Yeah, my hands. I should have used the tongs, but oh well. But I'm going to squeeze some lime juice. Look at the size of this lime, you guys. I'm like, whew, I got some big ones here. Now, Amy, one of our subscribers, she sent me some of her recipes yesterday. That was so cool. Remember, acids, I don't know, acid makes everything taste better. So we're gonna let this sit here for about 5 minutes to let the flavors marinate. And as I said before, usually I like to marinate my chicken overnight. But if you don't have time to do that, it's okay. All right, let's check this. These chickpeas, oh my gosh, peas are just so hard. It still feels a little tough, but we don't have a choice now. I'm gonna turn that off. But in the meantime, we're gonna let it sit here. We're going to try to roll our eggplant and our yellow squash. I didn't get zucchini this time, but I have broccoli, so I'm good. All right, so let us see. I already washed these, so we're good. Now, I bought this mandolin here in Panama, and I remember selling my regular commercial grade mandolin that you stand there and you, whoop. Sometimes I feel sad with all my stuff, all my trinkets that I got rid of. Good morning, Dan. Kella, Armando. I found that Santa Ana Market yesterday. What did you find? Uh-oh. Oh, I don't know what you found. I can't read that. Today you're making soup, yes. I don't know what you found. But they even had okra there today. I was like, oh, usually they don't. So let's see if it's gonna work for me today. It's working. Yes. So I'm probably gonna maybe double up a little bit. Mandolin is probably one of the best inventions that I can think of. All right, so we're gonna roll the slices, and I bought some toothpicks. In Greta, they call the toothpick palillos, palillos, palillos. All right, so we got these. Now I'm gonna do the eggplant. These are kind of hard. And I'll finish cooking that later. So the eggplant, I'm going to maybe cut it over here and cut it over here. And we're gonna try to slice this baby up. Yep, it's slicing. I remember when I was in training in school, and one day I went to this cafe to do a stage, and no one told me how to use the electric slicer, and I was trying to retrieve a piece of ham, and it just sliced part of my thumb off. I bled for about an hour. Oh my goodness, that was not good. Yeah. The things that happen to you when you're learning a trade, so you just have to be ready for it. That it's going to happen to you one of these days. So I could have done another ratatouille, right? But we gotta do different things. We can't do the same thing all the time. Look how pretty those are. And the eggplant, not so much, but we will make it work. I think the blade needed to be different, but it's okay. A couple more. right. But we have so many different things in our bowl, so we'll be fine. Oh, I could have just sliced them myself. But, all right, so what I want to do with those eggplants, what is my other, maybe I'll put them separately. Peppers and sweet potatoes are looking good. All right, so what I want to do now, I'm going to get the squash, and I'm going to pinwheel it, if it will let me. And then use one of those to hold it together. Experiment. This is your laboratory, your kitchen. Experiment. 2. Roll and roll we go. Roll, 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 we go, straight down the street. Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, my heart, it's been heavy. Oh no. I can't watch television anymore. And on social media, all the stuff they're showing you, the abuse, the dehumanization of these poor people. Ooh, my heart hurts. My heart hurts. One more. Yep. All right. So it looks like we're going to put the squash by itself. Look how pretty they look. Oh. And we're going to douse them with the herb oil. And you know, if you tasted your herb oil, it's got everything you need. It should have the amount of salt that you want. So I'm going to pop these in the oven. So now the chicken needs to go in. It's been marinating in that jerk seasoning. Put some of that jerk on top. And we already have, maybe in about 10 minutes, we can put the maduros, the sweet plantains that I've already cut up. And here we go. Only 5. I'm being good. I had fried fish 3 times between these folks coming here. Too much. right. So what are we gonna do with this eggplant? That doesn't look that great, but let's see, maybe I can slice a little bit, do a better job than the mandolin. Of course I did, look at that. Yes. Don't dip it on the machine. If the machine doesn't work, you got your hands. All right. Let me see. Get another one. Yeah. Okay. Oh, these are a little bit more delicate. More delicate than the squash. The squash was holding its own. Okay. Pinwheel. You guys okay? I'm waiting to hear what you said you found in Santa Ana. Yeah, my brother said he walked to Santa Ana and there was a market that I've driven through there in taxis and Ubers, but I haven't stopped in to buy things. So, oh, but they have like a lot of a wide open area. You can buy lots of fruits there. Yes, that's true. Yes. Oh, look at that. Can we do one more? Beautiful. And same thing, we're gonna put that herb oil in and then pop it in the oven. Yes. Play with your food, ladies and gents. Play with your food. I haven't started this recipe book yet. I don't know, I'm lazy. When it's time for me to rest, like yesterday after my brother left, I rested all day, didn't do a thing. I could have gone to the store, but I was like, nope, today is a rest day. I work on the computer though. I came up with a bunch of topics for videos, but my videos haven't been getting views lately. I don't know what's going on, but oh well. That had chicken in it, I can use it. That's how the cross-contamination occurs, you know? People forget what they were using something for. Now see, that squash is already done. But can you believe I bought sweet potatoes and I cut them up and they came up this color? That's what I mean, that things are different. Okay. Well, I think I need to take out the sweet potato. It is just too, it's already done. Not sweet potato, the squash. The squash is done, but the sweet potato, camote, that's what they call sweet potato, camote. Camote, it is not the same. So don't buy those sweet potatoes to make your sweet potato pie. It just won't work. Okay? I'm not a pie person, so I don't make pies. I'm not a cake, sweet person. For any dessert, I would make a fruit salad instead. You know, I cut a bunch of fresh fruit and then I make a yogurt dressing and I pour it on there, and I prefer that as a dessert instead of a piece of something and I just load it with sugar and stuff. That's why, you know, I said, you know, I'd rather eat my fruit and veggies. I don't need to put in a blender. I do not. And I am not a juicer for that reason. I don't want to worry about the pulp. What do I do with all that fiber? Nope. All right, so I'm gonna put the eggplant in here. So, see the squash? Squash already done. It takes no time. So, here we go. Ooh. Ooh. You know, when that herb gets in there and it's cooking, it's gonna be amazing. Be generous. All right. Put it back in. Turn the heat down a little bit. All right. Now it's time to make hummus. So let me put some of this thing away. We don't need the green onion. I'll put it in the soup later. Potatoes. We can also cut that up because I do it the same way. Remember how I did the broccoli, cauliflower? You cut them up, you boil some water, and then you pour it, and you cover it, let it steam. That way it's not overcooked and you're not gonna lose the color. And then you just splash it with some cold water with ice and you're done. Good to go. All right. Vámonos. I need something deep to put the broccoli in. Yeah, you can use that. Every time I look in there and I'm like, oh no, I know I have some. I need another bowl, and I'm like, no, I'm not buying another bowl. It's gonna be more stuff. I need to learn to make do with what I do have and not buy more stuff. I don't want to do that. Then I'm gonna be saddled with, what do I do with that if I need to move? Talking to my brother when he was here, and we're like, trying to think of what to do, where to go. And he's like, well, I'm feeling nomadic. I said, yeah, I've been feeling nomadic. It's like, you don't know. You might get to a point that they don't want you here, they don't want you there. So you're gonna have to figure out where might you go. So that's your plan B, C, D. Because some of us are determined to be nomad because somebody decided the land, the air that you breathe is theirs. Yep. C'est la vie. If you have the power to do it, you do it. Kick people out because you don't think they belong because of the way they look. Everything that is good belongs to you by birthright, right? Okay. So sad. So sad. Ooh. So you see, I'm taking the trunks out because I want my broccoli to be nice and flurry and green. All right, so we're ready for our broccoli whenever. We're gonna wash it, rinse it. Help us, Lord. All right. Hummus time. So I'm going to have to wash the blender. I will return. Okay? Sushi. What? Oh, said hi. Hola. Friend, Maggie, I'm planning on my slow travel now. Good for you. I'm retiring in a month, but we still proactively working on my Panama visa. Oh, excellent. Thank you for guiding us and creating a community. Oh, you're so welcome, sis. This is what I live for, just to help people out. And I was telling the sisters last week, we had our monthly meetup, and I said, you know, I am blessed that in 2023, when I was trying to figure out what retirement looks like, what I was going to do, and then I zeroed in and I found my community of older single women. It's a miracle, and I'm very grateful. All right, going to have to wash this baby up. I think it was Amy who reminded me that when you make hummus, one of the ways you get the creamy consistency is by adding some ice cubes. And I was like, yeah, I read that. I knew that. I forgot about that. Thank you, Amy, for reminding me. So hummus is chickpeas. You know that, right? And yes. And you know, my chickpeas is going to be hot because it's just been cooking. Last time I made a lot, and of course I ended up eating it. And you know, me and beans these days, not too much. I cannot do a lot of it. So I'm not going to do the whole thing. Yeah, that's enough. And I think one recipe said to take the skin off of these. Well, we're not doing that. All right. So I do have the water if I need to use any more. So that's chickpeas. Tahini sauce. Tahini is made with sesame seeds, okay? So you need tahini. It tends to congeal itself, so I had it sitting next to the pot so it could loosen up. Now that's something a little pricey, but you don't use a lot of it. Usually to make dressing, because by itself, oof, it's vile. So I think that's enough. All right, we can set it here in case we need more. And you're gonna add lime juice. They say lemon, but we have lime. When in Rome, you do what you use what you have. I don't know. Lemon is just such a wonderful. Look at that. You make lemonade. It's just so Amazing. Put it in your tea. Salt and pepper. And then we're going to add some oil. Oh, don't forget the garlic. I was looking at a recipe, she's like, garlic powder, and I'm like, eh. We don't do powder over here. So you don't want the garlic to overpower it, so you don't want to put a lot. I'm putting like a couple of cloves, and that's hard for me because I love garlic. I would go all out. You know, one day I want to do the roasted garlic to show you how you can use it as a spread on your crostinis. You know, like you take a French bread and then you slice it, not lengthwise, and then you brush it with that herb oil, and then you put it in the oven and it comes out nice and crispy. And then you roast fresh garlic with herb oil, and then it becomes really, and then you smash it, and then it becomes a spread. Listen, play with your food. Don't eat the junk. Whatever you're buying in the jar, do you have any idea how long it's been there? Do you? You don't. It's old and gray. And they put things in it so it doesn't grow mold. Alrighty. And then I'm going to start with 1 cube, ice cube. And then we'll see how many more I need to add. So instead of water to give the consistency, you use ice. Genius. I didn't start that. Somebody else created that. And as a recipe, they put green peas in the hummus. What? I actually feel it's disrespectful for you to take somebody's recipe and then you just adding stuff to it like that. I don't know. Even though I feel that you can change a recipe, but don't add certain things. So hummus, no, come on. All right, I'm turning those chicken wings over. But as I turn them over, I'm gonna put a little bit more of that jerk on it. Because they look like jerks. No, they don't. Oh, listen, ladies. If you don't crack up some jokes, you're going to cry. Yeah. This is where the maintenance is, you know. You got to actively get yourself out of the funk. Right? But if the woe is me starts to arrive, and then you wallow in it, and you welcome it, you embrace it, and that's when depression sets in. So you have to say, oh, no, 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 no. Let me listen to some music. Let me go for a walk. Let me do something. All right? Okay, so we're going to blend. I have 3 ice cubes in here. And we'll see. I don't think I put the oil. It looked a little weird, and I'm like, what happened here? All right. Good thing you know what it's supposed to look like, right? That's what happens when you don't have a food processor. So you have to stop in between and adjust. Go again. All right, so we don't have a food processor, so I'm looking at the consistency. It's gonna need some of that ice cubes, but at the same time, I am putting a little bit of that chickpea water in here, maybe a couple of tablespoons. Yeah, a little bit more oil. Let me be generous. I'll put a little bit of my herb oil in here. And a couple of ice cubes. And give it one final spin. So I popped in the tomatoes and the maduros. Add a little coconut water. I don't have coconut water. Squeeze of lime and extra virgin oil. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think it looks good. We're gonna take, but of course I don't have a food processor. A food processor is the best, and you know what? I don't want to get one. Listen, we're retired and we're trying to live minimally. So the more things that we have, it's the more things that we have to carry and worry about space. It's really, it looks good. Roasted garlic is just amazing. Hummus, done. To taste it, make sure we have enough salt. I need a little bit more salt and a squeeze of lime juice. More lime juice. We have enough garlic in there. I can taste it. That's what you do. You doctor your food. You get it to the point so it tastes the way you want it to taste. It's there. It's there. So if you like raw vegetable, this is the best way to eat raw vegetables. You cut up your carrots, your celery, and you just scoop. You're getting your protein, it's healthy, and you know what's in it. I'm telling you, eat at home. All right, ladies and gents. So I do have some leftover jerk seasoning. So I have to figure out what I'm going to cook with it. So we're gonna put the hummus in the middle. And you know, with hummus, once you put it down, then you put it some olive oil, and I'm gonna put my herb oil, and then some pepper flakes. All right? And then on the side, we're gonna assemble everything else. Okay, let me rinse the broccoli and get that going. All right. That's how I drink my water here in Panama. I boil water, and then I put it in a pitcher, and that's what I drink throughout the day. That way I know my water is kind of sort of safe, right? I do have a 5-gallon here on the counter, but I'm gonna boil some more. Gonna be cooking. I'm gonna make some sancocho soup for his sister. Yes. Coconut water, yes, would be good. I don't have that here. And I use coconut milk when I made my veggie burgers, you know, with the chickpeas. You can do lentil burger. I use coconut milk as a binder instead of eggs. Coconut water, coconut milk, perfect. You can't go wrong with those. Nope. Of course, here, I just go across the street and I go for my walk, and there is a man with a stand there with fresh coconut. He puts it in a cooler so it comes out nice and cold after you've walked 2-3 miles. Really good. And also here in the city, if you go to any major metro station or bus station, chances are you're gonna see the coconut cart there. Yeah. But when I first got here, the first time I saw one, and I said, I'd like to buy a coconut, and then I looked, and the cooler looked a little suspect. I said, could have used some bleach or whatever, and I was like, can you rinse the knife before you cut my... He looked at me funny. I don't think he was happy, but you know, I've gotten sick in the Caribbean from eating on the side of the road, so I don't do that anymore. But here, I don't think anybody's gotten sick from eating street food. You get sick from going to restaurant where they don't wash their hands, yes. And at those stations, what they do too, they'll take the coconut, you know, because I'm usually walking and sweating a storm, and they'll put it, they'll turn it over into a cup for you. And then I usually say, I want the pulp, and they'll cut up the pulp and put it in there, cover it, and give you a straw. Listen, there's nothing quite like that. It's so good. Ooh, the chicken is looking good. Yeah, I should have put the tomatoes in earlier, but that's okay. Ooh, yeah. This is the squash. So I'm flipping it to make sure everything cooks good. Oh, it looks great. All right. Did I tell you this? Oh, the eggplant is looking good too. But these sweet potatoes are so weird. It takes nothing like our sweet potatoes. Nothing. The wings are good. You never want your poultry to be overcooked, right? Then they get kind of rubbery. Okay. Turn the heat up a little bit. Rinse the broccoli. So when you're making a Mediterranean bowl, usually they'll have quinoa. It's cold, right? Quinoa. They'll have arugula, cherry tomatoes, a lot of cucumbers, you know, cut up, which is great. But because this is warm, I didn't think cucumbers were appropriate for it. So that's why we're doing the roll-up veggies. All right? And of course, you can put whatever you want. But remember, Mediterranean diet, it's a lot of healthy oil, olive oil, olives and capers and sardines and fish and hummus, you know, so you can be creative. But you know me, hey, no one can tell me what I can do, what I can't do. I said, let's do a fusion. I'm Caribbean, we're gonna do a Mediterranean Caribbean. So that's why we have the Maduro, and we have the jerk chicken, the jerk wings. They look amazing. Ooh-wee. Okay, but you know the best jerk is when you go to Jamaica and then you find somebody on the side of the road and they marinate it, let it sit, and then they get the fire and they use a special kind of wood and then under there. Because you know when you are cooking meat on specific kind of wood, it takes the flavor of the wood. So that's why when they put the pig on this spigot, whatever you call it, and roll it, and then they have all that fire with the wood. Listen, but I don't eat pork anymore, so I couldn't tell you. All right, so now that's what I do with my veggies. I did that the other day with green beans. And then I just cover it, let it stay there for a few minutes, and that way it doesn't overcook. And I like it to be a little bit, you know, on the crude side. Crudité. Happy Sunday to you too. With a straw. Yes. Oh, the straw. Yes, that's the way I have it here. Because, you know, after I walk, they give it to me, stick a straw in it, and they keep it in the cooler, so it's hot. I mean, hot. It's cool, so it's great. But I don't ask them to cut it and give me the pulp. But if they flip it and put it in a cup, yeah, I want my pulp. This is the best thing when you're walking, you're waiting for the metro and it's hot. Yes, I love coconut. I remember going to the Dominican Republic and on the road, somebody again was standing there with the stand and the whole bus got out and everybody got a coconut. Yeah, we love it. We love it. Yeah. What else do they do here? Here in Panama, remember, we have the indigenous people, so there's a lot of fish, a lot of corn product. They're not so much into rice, the indigenous people. Corn is where they get most of their carbs, and then fish and meat, game. But vegetable is like an afterthought here. Yeah, vegetable is an afterthought, okay? So the most vegetable I see people eat, if you call corn a vegetable, yes. Carrot, they put it in soups. You're not gonna see them putting like spinach and kale and stuff in things. No. Sometimes you go to a fonda and you'll see they have a mix of green peas and broccoli, and I was like, carrots. I'm like, whoa, let me go there, because it's not something you see very often. And they know themselves they don't eat a lot of veggies. But rice, number one. Chicken, beef is second. I think I read someone said pork. I don't see a lot of pork, but when you see cutlet, chuletas, that's usually pork, right? If they say carne molida, that means ground beef. They do make meatballs. I've seen meatballs, not so much in the fondas, but like in stores. The stores have like hot food where for lunch, people come and they'll mix, like mashed potatoes. They'll have the meatballs, and they'll have some corn or something like that. But soups, sancocho is the number one. That's the nation's national dish, which is what I make. You use chicken, like a chicken soup, but there is no noodles. I bought what they call niame, and someone corrected me. They say when you make our soup, it's chicken, niame, which is this. It's a kind of yam. You cut it up. No carrots in there. Niame, and then it's culantro. Lots of it, and oregano. So the other day I was reading someone saying, oh, miracle herb, and it's good for this, it's good for that. And I'm like, okay, which miracle herb I haven't heard about? And it's like, towards the end it says oregano, and I'm like, oh, come on. Everybody's saying like all these herbs we've been using forever have these miraculous powers. I'm like, come on, we've been using. So this is culantro, the flat leaf one. And that's what they use here a lot. And that's what you have to have in that soup. To call it sancocho here, de Panama, okay? And that's it. That's all. So it's very brothy, lots of broth. And of course, I took my brother to my favorite fonda, and that's all I have. But it comes with a side of white rice. So they'll say, arroz. I'm like, oh, no, gracias. No arroz. I'm good. So, and what else do they eat? They have this cow foot that they pickle. I'm working on that. I haven't been able to eat that yet, but I'm working on it. The shishemi, they have that corn porridge. I've tried it a couple of times, and I realized, like, it's okay. It's not something I would buy. I don't like it. But they do cook avena, which is oatmeal. They do oatmeal here, yeah, in the morning. With the breakfast, with the corn tortillas, with the fried bread, hojaldre. Ooh, that thing is good. With coffee. God help me. When was the last time I had some? I don't usually go buy one because I know it's addictive. I had the best hojaldre in Chitre, which is in the middle of the state, a little town. I went to that restaurant. That was the best hojaldre. And I even had half because I felt so bad. It was so good and so fried and buttery. Like, I can't eat the whole thing. So when my daughter was here in July, I took her to this restaurant I keep saying Tapatios, but that's not the name. It's a very Panamanian restaurant. It's a chain. And then they use that bread, fried bread, because they put like baking soda or baking powder. So it puffs up. They mix it, with sugar, and then they fry it. And then it comes out round, but with puff areas. And then you just eat that with coffee. Oh, delicious. But this restaurant said that in the 19 whatever, when the Americans were here working on the canal, one soldier, I guess, came late at night and he was hungry. And then they said, well, we're out of food, but we do have some, fried bread, hojaldra. Can we put something in there for you? He said, sure, I'm so hungry. So they had like some chicken tenders and they put in between two flat bread, and they did, throw some lettuce and tomatoes and make it a sandwich out of it. So that is particular to that place. Oh my God, I can't even think of it. But the hojaldra sandwich, so I tried it with my daughter. It was pretty good. I mean, you can't really mess chicken tenders and fried bread. Lettuce and tomato, some kind of sauce. Yes. Culantro is like, it's like cilantro, but a little bit more pungent. I like the taste of it. So, but I love cilantro too. And I have a friend who doesn't like cilantro, so she can't have this soup. And I'm like, well, more for me, because I can't eat anything. If it's not moving, I'm going to eat it. So, anyway, so my broccoli, see? Beautiful, it's done. So I'm just going to throw some ice in there, and it's going to keep its color. Some ice cubes. Stop the cooking process. I think we're ready to plate, ladies. Thank you for your patience. You don't like cilantro, I know. And I don't understand it. What does it do to you? You know what Sonia said, my friend who doesn't like it, she said she read that it's genetic. There are some people, for whatever reason, they don't. I'm like, that's interesting. I'm glad I don't have that gene, because I like everything. All right, so let's see what I can do with this Maduro, because we're not going to press the Maduro. Or maybe I will. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Okay. Oop. I lost one. Oh, no bueno. Whew. All right. So when you have plantain, ladies, and you don't have one of those mashers that we Caribbean people have, you don't call yourself Caribbean if you don't have one of these, okay? Just understand that. So I don't want to get anything else, but boy, I got to get that masher. So I am going to slowly mash them and then put them back, because usually the way you do plantain, it's fried, okay? But we're not frying anything in this kitchen. I determined a year or two ago that no more frying. And this is even different from what I have at home, when I had at home in the U.S. Whew. I don't like that metal, but we can make it work. I think I went somewhere and they were selling some electric thing that makes these, and I'm like, no. She looked at me, she said, you need one of these. I'm like, no, I don't. I do not. I am not collecting any more gadgets. No mas. And with the maduros, you have to be careful because they might break on you and you wouldn't know what to do. Alright? And then I'm just going to put it in the oven just for a little bit. While we play, it will be done. See. Alright. There. I'm just going to put it in there. Oh, yeah. Okay. And this is done. And tomatoes, eggplant, and this. Okay, so we're good. Now let's see how we are going to plate this. Whew. My eggplant overcooked a little bit. And those weird sweet potatoes. All right, so cilantro tastes soapy to me. Instead of culantro, you don't like cilantro? Just parsley. Parsley. It's the same family, right? Yeah. All right. So we have our broccoli. So just a tad of herb oil and then some lime juice. That's it. Squeeze of lime juice. That's it. Maybe a little bit of salt. It tastes fresh. Which is what you want. You want your veggies to look fresh. Okay? Alright. So, looking for the tongues so I don't touch everything. I'm just so determined not to fill my house with trinkets. I only have one set of tongue. That's weird. All right, let's start with the hummus in the middle. So this is what you're going to use to eat mostly everything that is there. And you know how they do this fancy, you do a well. Don't take up space. And I don't have one of these fancy little oil thing, so we're just going to use our fingers. Oh, you know, actually, I'm going to use the herb oil. I think I said that. But none of the spices, just the oil, because I'm going to put some pepper flakes in it. Ooh-wee. Yes. pepper flakes. ¿Dónde está? Oh, I think it's over here. Yeah, here you buy a bunch of things in these little bags. La Doña, it's a very popular brand here. La Doña, the lady, the senior lady. So red pepper flakes, that's all. And let's see. Now the chicken is cooked now, so it's okay if I handle it, okay? Oh, they look so good. Oof. Oof. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. All right. So now these are my yellow squash, but I don't want to keep the I don't want to say Q-tip, the toothpick. So we're gonna layer them. But remember, if you make ratatouille, that would be great. Ratatouille fits in with the Mediterranean cuisine, type of cuisine. Okay? Very good. Now we're gonna do the eggplant. I love, love, love eggplant. Absolutely adore it. And I could eat it every day. It's not just, with, what do you call it? When you do the eggplant parmesan, right? It's not the only way to eat eggplant. All right, this is the squash. Just because I'm just crazy about squash. I'm sorry. I eat it every week. So that's good. Then we are going to put, oh, let's not forget our artichoke and our olives. Ooh. Artichoke. I love artichokes too. Now, you know I don't like prepackaged food, but I make an example for some things that I know when I cook them, it's just so hard. I don't like when I make artichoke, it doesn't come out right. But I can eat those. Now, understand that Panama is heavily influenced by Spanish culture. So all the stuff you would see in Spain, you're gonna find here. Okay, ropa vieja, lots of olives and capers and olives. Yes, we have a lot of that here. All right, some olives. Same thing with this. want to put some broccoli first. It's like we need some color. Everything is brown. You know, I don't do that. I don't do well with that. We need color and contrast. Yes. Ooh, and we don't even have our, what's that? Too much. We have to make room for our plantain, our maduros. Ooh, they look good. Now, you know, this little bowl is not enough. Okay, let me see. Let me take a chicken wing out and maybe make room for something else. Yes. All right. A few olives. I love olives. They have to be pitted. I'm not eating them if they have the pit in there. That's another thing. I don't have a choice but to buy it in a jar because we don't have fresh olives here. All right. So that makes it very Mediterranean. And then I'm going to add, ooh, it looks so good. I get so excited. Yeah. Maduros. Yes. And some sweet tomatoes. Oh, that would give me color. All right, where am I going to put my plantains? Whew. That works. Okay. And some tomatoes. Tomatoes, cherry. So I have to say, tiene tomate cherry. Oh, tomate cherry. That's how they say it in Spanish. The Spanish, you know, when I'm teaching the ladies, I'm trying to tell them, the Spanish just flips the script on us. You don't say cherry tomatoes, you say tomato cherry. You don't say orange juice, you say juice of orange. Jugo de naranja. Jugo de piña, pineapple juice. Jugo de, oh my goodness. Look how pretty that is. The only thing I did not put in there that I don't have room for are those ugly sweet potatoes. But that's okay, we're not missing out on anything. Maduros. Maduros, maduros. Ooh. Here they come. Maduros. Ow. All right. So now, I don't know if we need to put anything in the middle. Do I need to put anything in the middle? Guys, as a decoration, cilantro is not really Caribbean like that. It's more South America. I guess it's Central America. It's in Mexico too. But this is a fusion bowl that highlights Mediterranean. Play with your food. Cilantro tastes like soup. Yeah, how's that? Maduros, jerk wings, roasted tomatoes, artichokes, squash, that's very Caribbean, olives, broccoli. Well, broccoli is universal, right? But the star is the hummus. So I don't know if there's anything I can put. I don't think I can put anything on the hummus. We don't want to hide it. So this is our fusion bowl today, ladies. What do you think? Tennis is on. Bye, Amy. All right, guys. This is it. You know I enjoy playing with my food. All right. If you don't have any questions, I'm going to let you go. Thank you. Thank you, Deborah. It's a fusion. Woo. Woo. So we have one more week. Do we have one more week of bowls? And then we have to think about what we're going to do in December. I need some ideas, guys. What do you want to see? What do you want to do in September? What types of food? We can do grain. We can do a grain month. So we can try different grain like rice, quinoa, bulgur, couscous. Okay? It says my battery is critically low, will disappear in 60 seconds. So I will bid you adieu. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. God loves you. I love you. Bye. Oops.